Are you a fan of pro wrestling, comedy, and combat sports? Then we have the podcast for you because we cover that and much, much more.
Do you like to debate with your friends? Do we have the perfect segment for you? It's the 531, where we take any given subject, break it down to a top 5. From there, we debate it down to 3, and then into that number 1 spot.
If you want to get a hold of us, find us on our social medias. Search Working Fans Podcast on any major social media platform. And if you want to find the podcast, search for us on any major podcast platform, as well as YouTube.
Working Fans Podcast. We put in the work so you don't have to.
We are live.
Vince, you got to do better. I don't care. The show has sucked lately. You're not even putting out a good Rumble. I can't talk right now, Vince.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you had the man's ear.
Sorry. When you're here at Strangebrew headquarters, it's not easy.
So I thought we'd talk a little Rumble this week because I didn't have time to pick a show topic and get with you this week because it's snowing.
It looks like not only are we going to get Mickie James, but it looks like, spoiler alert, we might get Celeste Bonin. That's, yes, you remember her, don't you, Celeste Bonin?
No.
You don't remember her?
That name sounds
what was
familiar.
her ring name? Trying to remember her ring name. Caitlyn, yes.
Oh, Caitlin's coming back, huh?
Yes, looks like she's in town for it. And also, speaking of taking talent from other federations, NWA going to be well represented. It looks like Melina is also there.
Melina's in the Rumble?
Yes.
Where did you hear this?
On PW Insider.
Okay. Actually, I heard a rumor. I can't remember where, though, that Kurt Angle is actually in St. Louis.
He is in St. Louis. That was also on PW Insider. Yeah. Him, JBL, Jerry the King Lawler, and Ivory are all in St. Louis.
Very interesting. I want to talk a little AEW this week too, but let's talk the Rumble first since we started. Okay, I'm gonna throw out some names. You tell me yes or no. You think they'll make the Rumble? We'll just guess. All right, Jeff Jarrett. He's in St. Louis doing the live show. He was on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking he'll be in there for a cameo.
Ridge Holland is actually back on SmackDown tonight. He's back from his injury.
I could see him in, but he's not a surprise. So let's.
I guess
we'll continue this. Braun Breaker.
Oh, definitely, absolutely.
Walter / Gunther, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, good old WG might be in there. I think he might.
All right, I'll give you a couple more. Kurt Angle.
I don't think the WWF will let Kurt in the match.
Okay. All right.
I think he might be at a round table beforehand, but I don't think he'll be in the match. I don't think that WWE will clear him.
Round table. That's a good point. Yeah, they could always bring him for that too. That's probably what JBL's there for too, actually.
Yes.
They should do that. Yeah.
Now, however, Ivory, the last time I saw her, looked in tremendous shape. She could be in the women's Royal Rumble.
All right. So I'm going to give you 2 more men's spoilers. This one will go a little, not spoilers, a little, this is a yes or no, but these guys are a little more out there. Moose.
No.
Okay. Cody Rhodes.
No.
You already said last week you didn't see him being in this at all.
No. I don't even remotely. Although, after having him put over Sammy Guevara the way that he did on Dynamite, maybe.
Hey, so we'll get to Dynamite later, but just so I don't forget, were you like me, and are we the only people who was really rooting for Cody Rhodes in that matchup? Like, I wanted Cody to win. I like Sammy, but I think
it's just the two of us. I think
it is because
Sammy.
I like Sammy, but I want Cody to win. I think he's the more interesting character.
I can tell you who Cleveland was cheering for.
Yeah. Not Cody.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you think? Well, we're not talking Dynamite yet. When we talk Dynamite, I'm going to ask you a question. I got a hot question for you.
All right. Let's just finish up with we'll pick a winner. I think we talked about this last week. I know Damian Priest was your outside guess. I can't remember who were you thinking was going to win the Rumble. Did you have a pick yet off what you had to work with?
My dark horse was Damian Priest.
I was going to say it's a surprise. We'll just get a surprise winner.
Yeah, my dark horse or my surprise winner would be Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite going into it, and I'm not counting people who I don't know are in it.
Right.
Believe it or not, I think Sheamus might have a shot.
Interesting. That's kind of out of the box. I think I said last week Big E, and I'm sticking with that one for now.
Yeah, Big E's one of the favorites though to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's one that could do it. A lot of it depends on what happens in those championship matches too.
Right, and who ends up showing up too. We don't know who's going to be there.
Exactly. If Lashley goes over, then I could definitely see Brock Lesnar back in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Okay. Now for the women's, I'm going to throw a few names out there too, like we did with the men's. Trish Stratus, yes or no? Good shape.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything about her being in the area.
Ronda Rousey.
I think she's more interested in parenting.
Okay. There's rumors they're flying now that she's might be in this, so that's why.
I heard the same thing. I just don't buy it.
If she is in the Rumble, she winning it?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, why bring her back unannounced otherwise, right? I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, and she's there for the mainstream. Get him that mainstream.
No, if she's in the Royal Rumble, it's over. She's got it.
Yeah. What did we say last week? I think I went Belair. I know I'm a big Belair for this one.
I think Bianca Belair's got to be one of your odds-on favorites. Alexa Bliss to me is also one who they might go with. They've been doing that road for Bliss coming back.
Yeah.
So she might be one of your favorites also. Other than that, my dark horse would probably be Mickie James.
Same. She cut a promo on Impact last night, basically talking about the Knockouts division and everything they're doing. And she actually said that she thinks that, yes, it does seem about right. Thank you, sir. She thinks that she's going to make history. She's not coming just to show up. She's coming to win. She actually said on Impact she's going to WrestleMania, and then she's going to be title versus title. Now, WWE hasn't talked about this at all, other than the initial. They did mention Mickie, and Pat McAfee did call her the Impact Knockouts champion.
I don't think there's a chance in hell of there being a title versus title.
Yeah, that sounds kind of crazy, right?
That being said, she really hasn't had great competition for her actual title in the
Mickie?
NWA. I mean, in Impact.
I mean, Deonna Purrazzo.
No, she's got great competition. I mean, coming up, she doesn't have great competition.
She's got Tasha Steelz.
Yeah, I don't think Tasha Steelz is winning the belt. Do you?
No, I don't think so either.
Tasha Steelz is a good worker, but she's not.
I think it's a showcase for her. Yeah. All right. So I'm excited. I think this is traditionally WWE's best event of the year consistently.
So here's where I'm upset.
Okay.
I look forward to the Royal Rumble sometimes more than I look forward to WrestleMania.
Same.
And this year, and normally it's the Rumble itself that has my interest.
Yeah.
This year, I'm actually looking forward to Lesnar and Lashley. And other than that, not a whole hell of a lot.
What about Roman and Seth? I thought you were on board with that.
I like Roman and Seth.
You know, Roman's
the problem is to me, this isn't a Royal Rumble match. This is something that you do for WrestleMania.
Oh, I see. Okay. Wow. Okay. So you think they're going too soon with this? I
do. I think they're pulling the trigger on it too soon. And I think the reason why is because, like Roman has said, there's literally nobody left on SmackDown.
Yeah.
To a point where they had to bring in somebody from Raw.
Yeah. And it is interesting because, like, you know, if Big E wins, he could end up challenging Roman too. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'm excited just for more of the surprises. I think the Mickey James factor is the one that really caught me off guard. And I wonder if we'll get more surprises like that.
The problem is, how many open spaces are there even on the men's side?
I think there's a few. Last I knew, there was like 10, I thought still.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is they haven't been overly clear on their announcements whatsoever as who's in, who's not.
Which is why Jeff Jarrett said on his podcast, he thinks it's going to be a surprise. Like, he thinks someone not announced because he said this is one of the more vague in terms of names they've mentioned for the Rumble in recent years.
So they've made a big thing about John Cena being booked out the week of WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
What if he's not actually really booked out for the night of WrestleMania? What if Cena returns tonight?
Or Saturday, yes.
Or Saturday, sorry. I forgot that tonight's Friday.
Yes. It could be. Cena's another guy that could be in a Rumble.
I mean, Cena versus Reigns would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it, but I think Cena
but have we seen it with Roman as head of the table?
Yeah, that was last summer.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yeah. Well, so do you think Cena comes back? How about
that? He could be. I do think there's a chance.
Yes or no? What do you say?
No.
Okay. Oh, I got one more. How about Bill Goldberg? Yes or no?
Well, he has one more match coming, so sure, why not?
Okay.
But if you have a gun to my head, no.
Okay.
Because if he's got one more match left, he's not winning the Rumble because he wouldn't have another match.
Right. You could do more of a showcase. Maybe Saudi Arabia or something like that, probably.
Yeah, they prefer to save him for when they go over places.
All right. That's enough for Royal Rumble talk. Let's get down to some AEW this week. We don't talk usually Dynamite, but now that we've been doing a lot more YouTube videos, and this is coming out currently, we're coming off this Beach Break episode.
Yeah.
Like we had mentioned Cody and Sammy earlier, the debut of Danhausen on this show, debuting in a very. Did you see this? You look confused.
I may have fast forwarded a little too much.
So basically, during that Adam Cole Orange Cassidy Lights Out match, at one point, Danhausen comes up from under the wing, just stares at Cole. They look confused, and he leaves.
Really?
Yeah. And
I got to go back and watch it now.
The Excalibur and everybody's like, it's Danhausen.
I actually fast forwarded very little in that one, but I clearly fast forwarded at the wrong time.
Zack St. John in the house saying, "What's up, boys?" We're talking a little Royal Rumble, but now we're talking AEW. So
I happen to be. I hope he's healthy. I know he had broken his leg.
We were talking earlier. We jumped the gun about Cody and Sammy a little bit. You had a question for me. Was it related to this?
My question wasn't about Cody and Sammy. It's actually with CM Punk and MJF.
Okay, so we'll get into that.
Would there have been a better time to pull the trigger on
Wardlow
than
actually
his hometown in Cleveland?
You're actually going where I was going to go with this. Actually, I was going to bring this up. Yeah, I agree. I thought Wardlow. This situation reminded me a little bit of Batista back in the day, where they were dropping little hints that Batista was going to turn on Trips and Flair and be the babyface, and then he finally did it. This felt like it was the right time, though. He was struggling, but then he ended up doing it.
That crowd would have went absolutely berserk if Wardlow turned face. They were cheering for him when he was beating up the two schmucks. They would have gone absolutely nuts.
Yeah, Zach with the comments here. Looking forward to Rumble. Enjoyed Sammy and Cody. Sammy's springboard cutter over the ladder was unreal.
Oh, it was absolutely insane.
Yeah, he is a
kudos to him for delivering that. Kudos to Cody for taking that. Although the most insane thing that he did was actually the freaking move onto the ladder where he did the swanton and freaking looked like he broke his back landing on Cody on the ladder outside.
Yeah.
He literally looked like he was going to get snapped in half on that.
Yeah, Sammy is not afraid to take chances. We've seen this guy do some insane stuff.
Yeah, well, when you're working Ty Conte's ass, you have to be willing to take chances.
Allegedly. So I have to say, I was not a fan. Maybe you and I are going to agree on this too. I like Orange Cassidy enough. I don't want him beating Adam Cole.
No, not even remotely. I was pissed.
Yeah, I know it's a lights out match, and Cole's got the better of him, and this is going to go. They're not on the record, but I want Cole to get this one back at some point.
I was not happy, and I believe that's technically Cole's first singles loss.
It is, but then also they do the thing. If you remember with Britt Baker, the lights out match are unsanctioned.
It doesn't actually count. I
on the
know.
record. Yeah.
What? Speaking of Britt Baker, what did you think of her promo?
Thought she was on fire, like always.
I like the fact that Pro Wrestling Illustrated has clearly been watching our podcast,
Yeah.
naming her match with Thunder Rosa as match of the year. They didn't credit us for it. It's fine. However, we were way ahead with that one.
Match of the year, female wrestler
Female
of the
wrestler of the year,
most improved.
most improved. They literally have been watching our podcast and stole every accolade that we gave Britt Baker.
Yeah, to me, she is the best on the mic right now, and her skills in the ring have improved so much. I don't want to say she's the best in the ring, but she's so good in the ring, and she's so good as a complete package.
She's gotten good enough in the ring now where she can have a pretty good match with everyone.
And then her mic skills.
So I give her credit on that.
Yeah.
And her heel heat is fantastic to a point where people are cheering for her.
They're cheering for her, and she's still getting them to boo, too. Kind of reminds me of the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, I think she's fantastic. I hope that they spend more time with her with Undisputed Era than they do with what's her name there? Rebel. Reba.
Reba.
Yeah.
Yeah, other women's match on this card, legit Leia Hurst versus Red Velvet. Leia Hurst goes over. I think they're setting up another match.
It was a sloppy match.
Statlander. What do you think about these two in general?
I like both of them, and I don't think that they're. Wait a minute, Statlander and Hirsch, or Hirsch and Velvet?
Hirsch and Velvet.
Okay, so I like both of them separate. Their chemistry in the ring was not good. It was sloppy. Mm-hmm. I just don't think their styles go well together. Hirsch is such a ground and pound wrestler, and then Velvet is more of a flashy wrestler, and it just didn't work for me. I thought it was a very, very sloppy match.
Yeah, I think Velvet is a little green still. She's got a lot of fire.
She hasn't gotten good at taking some of the bumps to a point where it ends up looking like the move missed by a mile. And then the announcers have to sell it like, oh, she caught her right on the jaw. And I'm like, she missed her by about 3 feet.
Do you think either one of these will be a women's champion in this promotion currently?
Hirsch could be at some point, but she reminds me a lot of Ivy Niles from NXT in the sense that they just need to polish it and they need to work with other styles. That match last night, if Layla was where she needed to be, she would be able to work that match and make it look better with Red Velvet. Yeah,
I agree with that. I think Hirsch is she's pretty good, but yeah, maybe she doesn't have the experience to carry everybody.
Like we saw her with Bloodsport, and she looked fantastic with Bloodsport because that's her style.
Right.
That ground and pound, hit each other. She's going to look good with Statlander. Her and Statlander are going to beat the shit out of each other.
Who should be the next opponent for Baker then? I keep going back to Thunder Rosa.
It's got to be Thunder Rosa.
She has this match, I think, at some point with Martinez because Martinez cost her. But I think you give him a knockdown, drag out, but you put Rosa over, and then I think Rosa gets the title shot.
I mean, Martinez is another person who could be a challenger. The problem with Martinez is Martinez is such a good heel that you would have to pretty much turn Britt Baker full babyface.
Right. Yeah. No sense in doing that yet.
What's next for Adam Cole? Is it going to be Danhausen?
He just showed up and left. I don't know really what's going to go on with him.
Where was Kyle O'Reilly last night?
I was wondering that too.
I saw Bobby Fish. I saw the Young Bucks.
Yeah. I missed O'Reilly too. I mean, I was watching this late at night. But I didn't see Kyle O'Reilly. I think
They have a baby though, so maybe they gave him a couple weeks off.
Are we doing MJF and Punk too soon next week?
Oh, it's way too soon. Actually, so I was talking to Patrick Saint yesterday, wrestler. Oh, he's Vince keeps trying to call me. I was talking to Patrick Saint yesterday, the independent wrestler out in East Hartford, Connecticut, and we were both agreed on this that they're pulling this out way too fast. This should be a pay-per-view match.
Yeah, I agree. I know they're doing it in Chicago, but we shall see. You need me to keep this going for a minute? All right.
Sorry, I'm trying to get Vince to leave me alone.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
I do. I think I don't know. I think for Cole, I'm a little upset. I want this Orange Cassidy thing rectified. I think this needs to be finished. Because to me, like, he should be challenging for the world title next. Like, after Archer, like, Cole is one of the guys. I guess
Lance Archer's contract's running up.
Yeah, I don't see him beating Adam Page anyway.
Yeah, I don't see him going over. His contract's running up. There's no reason why. I think he's going back to Japan, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. That seems to be where he's most comfortable. I would love to see either MJF or Adam Cole going after him next. Those have got to be the two guys.
I would think, but with the match next week in Chicago, I feel like Punk is probably going over.
Well, with him sitting on freaking Punk's chest to end the show,
right.
Or not to end the show, but to end the segment, is there any way possible MJF can go over?
I don't think so. In fact, I think Wardlow is going to do something to screw it up, and they're going to create tension, and we're going to set up Wardlow and MJF.
But I do think they're missing the boat. If they think that Wardlow versus MJF is a bigger pay-per-view draw than CM Punk MJF, I think they're a little off on this one.
Yeah, I think Wardlow's got a lot of potential. But yeah, Punk and MJF is definitely should be a major pay-per-view match, I think.
If they turn Wardlow face, they need to have a heel champion, because a heel champion versus Wardlow would be money at the box office.
If Wardlow beat MJF and we found MJF a way to weasel his way into a Hangman Page title match and he won the championship, then you're giving me something.
That is money.
Yeah.
That you would be printing money.
Yeah. And then you still got Punk possibly as challengers too again.
You know who's underrated in that group? Shawn Spears is underrated in that group.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking, actually? Getting back to your Adam Cole question. We're all over the place today, but that's all right. Adam Cole, TNT title.
He could. I mean, absolutely. Why not?
I mean, if we're talking about the world title, contenders, we're talking. It's kind of loaded right now. You got MJF, you got Punk, but potentially you could position Wardlow in there right away. So with all that busy, why not keep Cole in the TNT title scene?
Adam Cole versus Sammy Guevara would be straight money.
A lot of money going around here today.
A lot of money going around. First of all, they're both phenomenal athletes. Cole, while he doesn't do some of the high-risk stuff that Sammy does, he's one of the best athletes in the ring. The guy can move around. He does all kinds of stuff. Tells a hell of a story in the ring. The two of them would be fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the next match. Actually, I got to say, I think Adam Cole wins.
Well,
the
not
title.
only that, but you could have a lot of moving parts in there. I joked earlier about Ty Conte, but you could have a lot of moving parts in there too with Britt Baker, Ty Conte. Britt Baker and him are beating down Sammy Guevara. Down comes Ty Conte. You got all kinds of things that you can actually do here with this program.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, who would be next to challenge for Sammy anyway? That's something they haven't done, is had a serious like, I'm trying to remember TNT.
I think you're missing the obvious one. Who is watching from the stands?
Oh, wait. Who was watching from the stands? I'm forgetting.
Mr. America's team was watching with
Dan Lambert. Dan Lambert. He was with
Scorpio Sky. They were watching from the box.
Right.
And to be honest with you, Scorpio Sky does deserve a shot at that title. You talk about someone who's one of the best athletes in wrestling and doesn't get his due. Scorpio Sky is up there with any of them.
Yeah, I feel like Ethan Page is right there too.
Ethan Page is there, but he's had his shots at the TNT title and at
Right.
So why not give Scorpio Sky a run?
I agree.
Plus, Scorpio Sky's never been able to get over the hump. He had the early success with Jericho and having those matches as a singles wrestler, but he's never really been given the opportunity to get over the hump as a singles wrestler.
All right. We talked a lot of Rumble talk in the beginning. We talked a lot of AEW talk. All right. We'll jump ahead here. Even though it's a little ways, the next pay-per-view for AEW, let's take a guess. World title match. It's going to be Hangman Page and
MJF.
Even though we think he's going to lose, we think he'll find
I think he's going to lose, but I think he's going to get the shot at since when does winning and losing get you a shot at the title?
Right.
We glossed over something.
Go ahead.
We haven't talked about the fact that it looks like they might be going Moxley and Daniel Bryan.
Well, that was a few weeks ago, right? That was
2 weeks ago. Yep.
That was on
this week they kind of didn't bring up Moxley at all with Daniel Bryan for some reason.
Right.
However, Bryan Danielson, but what they did do was they had people actually talking trash on Jon Moxley, saying, "Yeah, I used to think you were tough. I don't think you're tough now." That's the what was the team that was freaking doing that?
Are you thinking about Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky?
No, it's on Rampage. It's coming up on Rampage this week.
Okay.
It's
well, if it's not coming on Rampage this week, I haven't seen it. So
no. The interview was on Dynamite. It was freaking the Anthony Bowens and
Max Caster.
Yeah, and they were talking shit on Jon Moxley.
That's right. It's
and now they're meeting on Rampage. It's going to be Bowens versus Moxley on freaking Rampage.
That kind of blended in because they did that last week with Page and Sky too, so it's almost a similar thing.
I'm saying, so you've had 4 different people talking trash on Jon Moxley, and you've had one actually wait out in the crowd, and he had to walk by him to get.
I'm thinking that's going to happen again this week. Would be my guess then.
But I think Daniel Bryan and or Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley's got to be a pay-per-view match.
I would agree. I think that's what they wanted to go before too in that tournament. They were setting that up before Moxley left. All right. Here's another question since we're sticking on here for a little longer. Where's Miro?
I think they're going to bring him back, but they're going to wait to bring him back with his wife.
He could be a good future opponent for Hangman Page too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling they're going to bring him back with his wife. So.
Okay. We shall see. Okay, let's do one more thing before we leave. Coming or going? Archer, you already think he's going, right?
He's going.
Brian Cage.
Going.
Okay. Let's see here. Wardlow, he's staying, right?
Wardlow's definitely staying.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of some of the big men they have like in their company right now. Wardlow.
Marco Stunt's already gone.
Yeah, I saw that. Joey Janela.
Going. I think he's going to focus on GCW.
Yeah, I think so too. Independent stuff like that. That was my favorite match, by the way, from the GCW card was Cardona and Janela. I thought
fantastic.
They pulled off.
First of all, Cardona's fantastic as a heel.
He's fantastic. Yeah.
How did the WWE not see that this guy could be a heel?
His criticism of the NWA. He used to be boring. Entrance. Oh my god. All right. Well,
to me, Cardona might be the comeback wrestler of the year for last year, and he's continuing it into this year with how good he's been.
Before we get out of here, let's just trace it back to the Rumble one more time. Since we've been all over the place. The 2 world title matches. Lashley and Brock. Who's walking out with the belt?
Brock.
Okay, and then I believe we both agree it's got to be Roman.
Although, to be honest with you, now that I've said that out loud, the way he's treated Lashley like a nobody, it makes more sense to have Lashley go over and have Brock up against Roman at WrestleMania.
So Brock would sneak in the Rumble.
I think Lashley's going over, actually.
Okay. And then we have the Elimination Chamber in Saudi, too, so we'll see where that ends up being, too.
Yeah. What about the Women's Championship?
Oh, it's Becky's going over. That's not
really. You don't think Doudrop can pull it off?
No, I don't think it's Doudrop Mania running wild.
Yeah, I'm not going out on a limb with Doudrop either. I think the limb would break.
Yeah. No, hey, now.
I can make that joke. I'm a large human being.
Okay. All right. On that note, enjoy the Royal Rumble. By the time you hear this, since we're doing it live, 95% chance, unless something's going on with AJ. Actually, I'm gold tomorrow because of the snow. We can do a Royal Rumble review.
I'm in.
Okay. I think that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow night, folks. So
Don't forget our live show tomorrow at 1:00 also.
1:00. We'll talk about that more soon, off camera. We'll talk about that. All right. For AJ Strangebrew, this is the man they call Dave and Working Fans Podcast. We're out.
Leave me alone, Vince.